guys, welcome back to another movie review. Today we are reviewing Father Stu. This is a new movie starring Mark Wahlberg, and we went to watch this, and you could tell by my reaction there straight away, it was just so. Getting right into my review, my thoughts on this movie. This movie basically is a true story, which is a good point. I love true stories, like anything that's like a true story, that's just got meaning behind it, real person representation. Love it. This is Mark Wahlberg, and he is playing Stu. And basically, Stu is somebody who is just like finding life difficult. He wants to move to like Los Angeles and become an actor, and just wants to, I guess, better himself, as we all do. You know, you move away, you want to get, better yourself. He ends up working at a supermarket, and just wants to, get out of that. Obviously, just working it to get by. He's meeting people in the supermarket. Do you know any actors? Do you know any agents? Blah 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 blah. Talking to people as he's serving customers, etc. And then he meets this girl then, who basically he finds a leaflet, and she's at like this church, and he goes there to try and impress this girl, obviously to try and get with her or whatever. And in a nutshell, he then wants to join the church and become a father. So he's one of these people that's very much like, once you're doing something, you want to be the best at it. So like, if you're a YouTuber, I want to be the one that's got more subscribers than PewDiePie or whatever, you know what I mean? You want to be the best, and that is what he was. Everything he did, he had to be the absolute best. You couldn't just settle and just, work his way up and then stop. He had to keep going, which I guess is good, but with the church, he then became a father. I don't want to give too much away to the story, because it does give away the whole plot of the story, but he becomes a father, obviously a priest, and he has a life-changing disability. He has this bad news that he has this muscle disorder, and he can't bend his fingers, so he uses his hands like this, keeps his fingers straight. He has to go into a wheelchair, he puts on a lot of weight. And Mark Wahlberg, for me, was an actor that the film started as didn't know really what it was going to be. It was really comedic, really funny, one-liners, obviously Mark Wahlberg and all that, but then it was dealing with, I felt, serious issues in regards to the real-life representation and story of Stu. And then you had the comedy, which didn't really make sense to me. So I felt like it was kind of trying to be a comedy, but then also trying to be a drama thriller, but more of a drama and with serious topics. So there was too much comedy for my liking, and Mark Wahlberg's a bit, not dry, but like a bit just his one-liners, And for me, it didn't really marry up in that sense. I don't know if maybe the casting was wrong, maybe Mark Wahlberg wasn't right for this role. Not taking anything away from his performance, because when he had to deal with the more serious stuff, I felt like he did it really, really well. But when he was doing the comedic stuff, which maybe is not his fault, I guess he was producing the film, but, from a direction or a script point of view, I just didn't feel like that comedic aspect needed to be there. Now, granted, that could be there because obviously Stu in real life was a funny person, had these one-liners, who knows? But to me, it was just Mark Wahlberg. He was playing the exact character that he did in like Uncharted, like playing Sully, he was just having these one-liners, and yeah, it was funny. But then I think it took me out of the movie. It took me out of that movie and the seriousness of what this movie is. So rating the movie, with all that said and done, I'm going to rate it a 5.5 out of 10. Smack in the middle, but more in a good aspect, because I did enjoy it. It was good. It was a good story. As I say, anything with a true story is good. It did feel like it did go a bit slow in some parts as well. But as I say, it just was a bit like trying to be two different things. I will say on Mark Wahlberg's performance, he was great, especially in his more serious stuff. And the prosthetics, when he put on the weight and had to sit in a wheelchair and all that. He was very, very good. You could tell he did his research in this topic and probably had some consultation with like the family and all that. The religious aspect was okay. In the past, I've reviewed films that had very religious, like, centre core to the plot, and I really didn't enjoy them. But this one I didn't mind. It wasn't really about that. That was kind of the afterthought of the film. But for me, it was okay. Should this film have been released in cinemas? I don't think so. Probably not, especially with things like Adam Project on Netflix. This probably could have just been a straight to Netflix thing. But, what are you going to do? It is one of those things. It was okay. 5.5 out of 10, you're not missing much, but if you get to see her on Netflix in a couple of months' time, then just watch it that way, because you're not missing anything in the cinema. But yeah, Father Stu, one of those movies that wasn't a disappointment to me, was kind of what I expected, but also just didn't really know what it was trying to be. Didn't really know what it was. It was just trying to find itself. And yeah, 5.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts down below on Father Stu. Have you seen it? What's your thoughts? Let me know down below. And also, please don't forget to subscribe down below, because I'm really, really close to 1,700 subscribers, so it would mean a lot if you could do that. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.